Am I allowed that? Am I allowed to say that it's been fun? So today's minimalism video is actually going to be talking about how my clothing low buy has gone, and there's 7 things I want to talk about today. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Let's get it, let's go. Woo! One of the first things I want to say is that if this video disappoints anybody, my apologies. I do these social experiments to learn more about myself and document my journey here on YouTube. I'm never trying to tell somebody else how to live their own life. So if you feel very disappointed that my low buy has not gone according to plans, my apologies. But yeah, I always try my best to be transparent with you guys because I think that is key. I think there's enough influencers out there lying to you, so I just don't really feel like being part of that. I think being transparent is key. Even if the truth hurts, it is what it is, and that includes me being vulnerable on camera and on the internet in front of strangers and letting you guys know that my no buy did not go as intended, but that's okay. It's literally just a journey. No one has died. We're all still here. We're all gonna be okay. And number 1, why am I quitting my low clothing buy is I think this is just the season that I'm in. So I have been very restrictive with not really buying anything in the previous years. My minimalism break was the first phase of me being able to repurchase things, and I guess you could argue maybe I've gone overboard or whatever, but I don't know, even when I came back to minimalism in January, I just feel like this is just the season that I'm in. I just don't really feel like being restrictive with the amount of clothing that I buy. I have made a couple hauls of things that I have bought even though my minimalism break is over, and I feel like that's okay. I'm allowing myself that season, and that's where I'm at. I see something and I want to buy it, and so I do, and so I just think this is the season that I'm in. Okay, number 2, I have done longer no buys that have gone very well. Specifically my makeup, and I think that sometimes I'm a little bit hard on myself. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed in myself. I kind of had mixed feelings about this, but the nice thing about being older is that sometimes you just kind of accept that certain things will go according to plan and other times other things won't, and that's okay. So I don't know who needs to hear that, but for me that has been a really big relief that I try not to be too hard on myself. I try to kind of learn what is this lesson teaching me. Number 3, another thing that I think is also tied into this, I have the financial means to do so. I think that maybe some success with my previous low buys and no buys have been due to financial constraints, and I feel like it's important to acknowledge that. I feel like financially I'm in a position to treat myself, and I think that is okay to have seasons like that. I'm not here advocating for you to be financially irresponsible, and I'm not advocating for you to blow all your money. I'm not blowing all my money. I'm very financially stable and healthy. So I think that's something worth mentioning. The financial means does allow me that privilege and that luxury, and I do definitely want to address it. So I'm not here giving anyone any wrong ideas. Okay, number 4, it's actually been really fun. I know that a lot of people might argue that's very consumeristic and maybe very taboo in the minimalism community to say that, but I have definitely been really enjoying buying new clothes. It's been very fun. I have definitely enjoyed the process. I don't really feel guilty. I'm financially responsible when I do so, and I feel like that's a win. Am I allowed that? Am I allowed to say that it's been fun? Sometimes I'm scared to say things on the internet, I'm not even gonna lie. I think that you guys value my honesty, so I'm just gonna be honest and say, yeah, it's been really fun. Number 5, I kind of feel like I had a feeling that I needed new clothes, and I think that this is relative. Some people might argue I have more than enough clothes, and I definitely want to say that I agree with you. I definitely probably have all my needs covered. We're just, having real talk here. It's good to reflect and do the shadow work, and as I journaled and I reflected on myself, I kind of acknowledged that I felt I had a feeling of I needed clothes. And I think this is probably just a reaction to my extreme minimalism. I try to be self-aware. I try not to be judgmental with my thoughts. I try to tell myself let's just reflect on what's happening here, just so you can understand. So I try not to be judgmental with myself, and I felt like that was like a valid feeling, and I honored that. And I was like, you feel like you need clothes, okay, so we're gonna buy clothes. And it's been really good. I definitely feel like I was going really hard with the shopping in the beginning, but it's kind of started to slow down, which I think is really healthy. So I really do think that it was probably a psychological need that I had to fulfill. Number 6, I felt like I could only get new clothes with PR packages before. So anytime that replenishing of clothes happened, it was only due to PR packages, and It's like, if you've ever done these collabs, it's not like you really get to like kind of like pick specifically what you want and do not want. It's still within certain constraints. They have certain like influencer packages you can pick and stuff like that. So it wasn't really things necessarily that I would buy myself, which is something that I've talked about on my minimalism channel. A big thing that I hold in my minimalism philosophy is like, would you buy it, or like would you take it into your life even if it's free, if you had to buy it with your own money? And obviously I'm not trying to look the horse in the mouth, you know, like it's a gift. I'm super appreciative of it, but I acknowledge that there are certain things I wanted to buy for myself according to my taste. So that's something that I've kind of acknowledged, that PR packages were not able to compensate the feeling of me just wanting to buy myself what I just wanted to buy myself. But number 7, I think that this might have been a reaction to living out of a luggage. So if you're a new time subscriber, you might not know, but my oldies will know that I had to live out of a luggage for pretty much, I think it was close to an entire year. I think it was like 11 months or something. I lived out of a carry-on. I know that that is definitely a minimalist dream, but I felt like because of the pandemic, I didn't get to pick that for myself. Like, I had only packed with my like stuff, like I had just packed with me only 1 week's worth of clothing because I was just going on holiday for a week, and I had to like literally live out of that for like an entire year. I did pick up some clothes here and there while I was in Taiwan, but like there's a difference when you choose that versus when it's like forced on you. I am really grateful that I had been an extreme minimalist for a really long time, so living out of a luggage was like not that big of a shock. But I feel like the state that I'm in right now, I've been pretty stable. I've been living in Canada for 2 years now. I feel like I want to enjoy having a full closet. I don't want to keep living out of a luggage. Like living in an emergency state, it's just not my vibe anymore. Number 8, I kind of feel like I don't have a strong enough reason to not buy clothes. So as I mentioned before, I had a massive student loan that I had to pay off. So I did have like a very valid reason as to why I wouldn't buy things. I had a financial responsibility to pay off my student loans. So I feel like currently I'm in a season of enjoying myself. I'm in like an effortless season. I'm in like an indulgence season, I suppose. I still feel like that is part of my minimalism. I don't feel like this is no longer, you know, anti-minimalism or I'm on a minimalism break. I actually just feel this is part of like, it's sparking joy in my life. I don't feel like I have a strong enough reason to be like, I'm not buying clothes. I can't even think of a reason why I wouldn't buy clothes. I have the financial means to do so. I have an empty enough closet to do it. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Like, I'm sure there'll come a point where I'm like, okay, like I'm good, but this is currently not it. I will still buy more things in the future, and I think that's okay. It's just the season that I'm in. Number 9, when I feel ready to do a low clothing buy, I'll do it. When I feel like I have a reason to do it, or I'm like in a different headspace, I'm gonna honor that. But I just don't really feel like forcing things anymore. I don't think that that's healthy. In the years where I was very aggressive with my minimalism content, I was forcing myself so hard to be this perfect person on the internet, and it was just so unhealthy that I'm just like not about that anymore. When I feel like I want to do a no clothing buy, I think that that would be the right time to do it. But it didn't work, and it's okay to like shift gears when it's time to shift gears, and like that's okay. There's really no point in playing the shame game. I don't know, I don't see the point to it. It's not healthy for me, and it's not healthy for you guys to see that either. Okay, and number 9, it's been really nice to buy what I want for once. There's plenty of times, most of the times, up until my minimalism break, I would see stuff and I tell myself, you can't have it. You can't have it. And I would kind of play it off as like you can't have it now, you can have it later. After your student debt has been paid off, you can definitely have it then. But it was like, then I just got stuck into this rut or this mindset of this like game of like, not now, later, not now, later. And like I did that for like, I don't know, I've been like a minimalist for like 8 or 9 years now. It was like, well, we're gonna be going on 10 years. when is now gonna come? So yeah, it's just been really nice to buy what I want for once. As you get older, you start to realize like you're not gonna live forever. I'm not here saying YOLO and like blow all your money on clothes. That's not what I'm saying. But in my own personal journey, given the context of like where I've come from to where I'm going, I would like to live for the now for once, and that's what this is. I'm buying clothes because like I want to wear clothes. I want to buy new clothes. I want to buy new clothes, and I'm okay with that. Number 10, I think that I'm just gonna be sticking to buying whatever I want for the time being, and when I feel ready to change, I'm going to change, and I think that that's okay. I don't know, I think like I've really freed myself this year in my effortless era to just be like, nah, you don't have to put on a show for the internet. It's okay to disappoint your subscribers. Because it's not like I'm trying to do this to disappoint you guys. It's more like I'm just honoring what I'm living. Like I'm just honoring my truth, and I'm only human. It matters more to me that I'm transparent and I'm honest with myself, and I can sleep well at night knowing that like I'm not putting on a show on the internet. that sucked. For anybody who's like a YouTuber and knows what that's like, that's not fun. So I realized between the two, I'd rather live in my truth, even if it means I make enemies or I lose subscribers or people don't like me. That's okay. I think that the truth will set you free. So because of that, I'm just gonna stick to showing you guys what I bought. And when the time comes where I feel like, hey, I don't really want to buy anything anymore, I'll let you guys know. So saying that, thank you to everyone who's been very supportive. I really, really appreciate that. And I want to apologize to anybody I've disappointed. But at the same time, I hope that you can understand that I think it's important for me to live in my truth. And this is why I have quit my low clothing buy, and I feel really happy. And I like to think that my subscribers will want me to be happy. I want to be happy, and I think that that's okay. I think that I'm going through something right now, and I think it's important to honor the seasons. And when I come out the other side and I've learned the lesson, I will definitely be sharing with you guys what it is that I learned from this shopping addiction that I have developed. So thank you so much for having taken the time to watch, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.